Chapter 3. Block is Talking. The alley behind Calvin's Corner Mart smelled like diesel, sweat, and bad decisions. That's what the old head said when they passed it, if they passed it at all. The kind of place that kept secrets under manhole covers and tucked warnings into the rust of its chain-link fences. Steam hissed up from the sewer grate like the city was exhaling something it didn't want to keep. Blunt smoke hung in the air like a prayer no one really meant. And under the half-dead light of a street lamp that flickered like a nervous eyelid, the block talked. It always did. You just had to know how to listen. 4 young men held court like kings with busted sneakers and cardboard crowns. Crates for thrones, dice for dreams. The currency wasn't just cash, it was time and fear and whatever you were willing to lose before midnight. Pills danced across boxes in little plastic baggies like poison playing poker. Money changed hands with fingers cracked from cold and crime. Fingers that had held heat and spilled blood and shook off both like rainwater. One shoot was the loudest, he always was. Gold teeth flashed like he had lightning in his mouth and trouble in his bones. "What up?" he shouted, voice rich with bravado and lies. "Y'all hear what happened to them fools on MLK last night?" The laughter dimmed. Not gone, just shrinking, like the shadows around them had leaned in to listen. Lil Pitt, small, sharp, born with the kind of rage you couldn't teach, spit on the pavement like he was purging the idea itself. "Yeah, we heard, everybody heard," he said. Voice clipped cold. "But here you go again, talking that bedtime BS. He sat up straighter, pulling the strap on his bag tighter across his chest like a soldier checking his gear. "I ain't out here for no ghost stories. This block is the money. You don't post up, you don't eat. That's it, end of story." The others nodded. Not because they believed, but because they wanted to. But one shoot didn't flash teeth this time. He looked over his shoulder twice. "Look, bro," he said, quieter now. "I'm taking the night off." Lil Pitt squinted, like he'd been slapped and couldn't decide whether to fight or laugh. "What? I'm serious." One shoot pulled up his hoodie, gold now hidden, voice gone low. "Word is Big Gun T in the hospital. Right now looking like somebody pulled the G.I. Joe special on him." No one said a word. Even the dice stayed still. One of the boys chuckled, but it sounded like a cough in a funeral home. Another shifted his feet like the ground suddenly felt hot. "I ain't joking," one shoot said. They said his whole lower half. "Gone, but get this, no blood. Not even a drop, like it got sealed shut." Lil Pitt looked down at the ground. Not scared, not yet, but thinking, and that was worse. "I'm keeping my nuts, thank you kindly," one shoot added, backing toward the streetlight's edge. "Y'all let me know how it go." He turned the corner. Boots faded into the dark, and the block listened. The 3 who remained stood like kids caught somewhere between myth and murder, like maybe the stories weren't stories anymore. Lil Pitt broke the silence first. Lit a cigarette with hands that didn't used to shake. "Ain't no ghost out here," he muttered. "Just heat and hunger." But he didn't look at nobody when he said it. Didn't roll the dice either. Nobody did, not that night. Because somewhere deep in the steam and smoke, the block wasn't just talking. It was warning.